Yo, it's the power hour, where the bruises eat. No finesse, no flukes, just backs that punish. Fantasy gold in the mud, let's eat. Yo, welcome to the power hour.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Football Power Hour. With me, as always, Muscles Ryan. Man, what's going on, Mus?
Oh, not a whole lot. What's happening tonight?
Well, we got a ton of stuff, even though we are already into Wednesday of this week. Actually, a week away here from Thanksgiving. So, really excited for that. We're going to be giving you guys DFS Thanksgiving advice here on the next show. So, we're going to stick with some Dynasty NFL driven stuff for this one, but nothing like sitting with the family, trying to win some money, putting in, a DFS lineup. I love doing that. So, try to give you guys
a lot of fun.
Oh, it is, man. Give our best advice for that. But let's start out this week here. We had a little bit of news here in our hometown, our team in Pittsburgh. So we have the we're gonna call it the Spit Gate. So obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard about this with Jamar Chase, and he denied it. Clearly, he did it. He forfeits $500,000 in lost wages. He will miss this New England game going into next week, Muscles. Here's kind of my thoughts real quick, and then I kind of want to get your thoughts here. So the player union, this is kind of strange for them, right? Like, because obviously he's in a union, we're in a unit, we know how this stuff kind of works, but it's not player versus the NFL. It's player versus player. So like we kind of, in my mind, I'm like, do they step in and say, hey, you guys didn't, because they didn't suspend Jalen Carter. They caught him. They should have caught Chase too. It's just the way it is. They did not suspend him. So I thought that might have been his argument to say like, hey, you didn't suspend him. It's not my fault. You didn't see me do it. And, he denied it or whatever, but just what's kind of your thoughts on that? Because I definitely think there should have been a suspension. I definitely agree with it, but it's just kind of muddy waters, I feel like.
So I was actually listening to the football guys today. I listened to every one of their 10-minute everyday update shows, but they said that the players union said that Jalen Carter got ejected before the game started, and he had to forfeit a game check.
Mm-hmm.
So theoretically, that was their reasoning of they basically deemed that a suspension because A, he never played a snap, and B, he did forfeit that game check. And Jordy Nelson was actually the guy, the player union handed down the suspension. So I didn't know Jordy Nelson was a part of that, but has a name that I haven't heard in a while. So that was kind of cool to see that in the news. But yeah, there's cameras everywhere. Like he should have known better.
Yeah, and then to deny it, like, I mean, you can see clear as day. Like, as a Steelers fan, I was pissed at Ramsey. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, calm, cool, collect yourself. But I mean, still, yeah, should he have? Probably, but like, I kind of give him a little more, like, I kind of have his back a little more on that now. Like, after knowing somebody spit on you, probably one of the most disrespectful things you can, like, literally do to somebody. And I mean, it's just not good. And these guys got to remember, a lot of kids look up to him, even if you're a Steelers fan, Vikings fan, Lions fan, whatever you are, that like, especially when you're a guy like Jamar Chase, like kids love you, man. Like kids want to be you. Whenever we were in like 5th, 6th, 7th grade, we were going to the NFL too. You remember them days? Like,
Yep.
You just look up to them guys. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it was the heat of the moment. He needs to just, instead of deny it, like you obviously did it, like come out and apologize. And I think, and this is going to be a whole different game plan here going against the red hot New England Patriots. I mean, now you're down your best player. So New England has to take that into account, which has been a pass funnel. Like really, New England's secondary hasn't been great. So, I mean, T. Higgins show. And I don't know if you've seen Joe Burrow actually practice full today.
Yeah. I actually saw it on TikTok. Actually, Roethlisberger was actually talking about the rivalries and stuff like that, and he said that the Bengals rivalry was always like, it was always the battle of like disrespect. He said he didn't know what it was. He said, their rivalry was just they just flat out didn't like each other. He said the Ravens it was a hard fought, but he said him and Ray Lewis would help him off the ground and say, "Hey, man, how's everything going? How's the family?" Like stuff like that. But he said for some odd reason, the Bengals,
Vontez, like, you remember them days?
oh yeah, and apparently it's still like that. So yeah, it's crazy. Honestly, if they lost obviously to the Steelers, if they lose to the Patriots, they've got to just shut Burrow down. I know it's probably going to be hard for the fans to maybe accept it. I don't know. If I was a Cincinnati fan, I would accept it, but you know how a lot of fans are.
Yeah.
Maybe they have season tickets and they want to try to sell the ticket. And it's hard to sell the tickets when Joe Burrow is not the quarterback. But it's not worth it. Like, you're out of the playoffs. Like, what are you proving at this point? All you're doing is, I mean, we talk about it in Dynasty all the time. What's Burrow going to do? Win you another game or two and improve your draft stock, or not improve it, but deprove it, I guess.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Joe Flacco being banged up has anything to do with this too? Because he was limited today. We seen in that Steelers game whenever he was hit by TJ Watt, I'm not being a homer here. Like, that was a horrible flag in my opinion. Is that AC joint really bothering him? So, like, if you don't have him, I think you're going to. They still have Desmond Ridder. That's not good.
Browning, I think they did get rid of, didn't they? I know Browning hasn't looked good.
Oh yeah. I guess I still do have Brown, but yeah, that's not great. What's up, Dynasty Dog Mike? Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Me and Andy were talking about the trade you made.
Yeah.
You didn't want no Trevor Lawrence.
I don't want to get too off the farther tracks here, but yeah, let's just discuss that real quick. So we ended up, Mike and I made a trade, and let us know in the comments how you feel. He gave me his 26 first, which is could be later. Like, you're kind of like pushing on that edge. I gave him Cam Ward, Superflex League, 12 teams. So my thinking of this deal is, I know Mike's a big time Cam Ward guy. I hate to get off the train like that fast. I've seen big throws out of Cam Ward. I'm looking at risk versus reward. The risk for me is, Brian Callahan is obviously horrible. Got rid of him. Definitely well-deserved to be out of there. Who's the next head coach? And who do they bring in? They have the horrible Calvin Ridley deal. I wasn't a big A.M. Manor guy coming out of college. Like, he's shown us a little bit. DK, or however you say his name, kind of a speedster guy. It's actually looked all right. He's done some special team stuff, but probably not number ones, maybe not even number twos. So, like, I'm just a little bit worried. Then we have Calvin Ridley, who's 31 years old. What do you have? A fractured leg? I don't know. Tibia, one of the ibias.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my reasoning. Now, when I've seen Cam Ward make ridiculous ass throws. I feel the upside is like quarterback, like mid quarterback too. So I think I'm just willing to re-roll. So just love to kind of see. Oh yeah, I miss Xavier Restrepo, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Chig.
Yeah, I just really, none of these guys really taken off, in my opinion. I mean, it's a horrible situation for Cam. I think something that I'm learning, and we're going to talk about Michael Penix, and we're going to talk about, just that whole quarterback class. We're going to rank these guys. Is I'm taking coach into consideration way more with these guys. Like, and I know if you did it with JJ McCarthy, it's not looking good right now, because he had the quote unquote whisper of quarterbacks. So with Sam Darnold and everything, but I just think I'm taking that way more in consideration. So,
yeah, I know we've talked about it. Kurt Warner's talked about it. Yeah, you don't really see a lot of quarterbacks come out and be paired with defensive-minded head coaches and speed. But like you said, JJ McCarthy isn't really, panning out to that. But you're not going to be perfect.
No, absolutely not. And this is kind of McCarthy's rookie year too, right? I mean, he missed all of his actual rookie year, so he's obviously playing with possibly the best receiver. If not, he's top 2, top 3 in the league right now. So, I mean, that's big shoes to fill there. I know that like you should be succeeding with them guys, but I mean, at the same time, that's a lot of pressure on yourself. And that was my worry about McCarthy is that he came out of Michigan where it was very, very run heavy system. This is a very pass heavy system. So kind of my concern. And I still think there's time for McCarthy to turn that around as well. But Cam Ward, I'm just really out. I think there's definitely still hope for Cam Ward. You shouldn't be out after 1 year. I lean more of the out. I'll just take that pick and re-roll, but you can't sell him for peanuts. I feel like it's a pretty fair deal.
Yeah, it definitely was a fair deal. Yeah, I see both sides,
Yeah,
honestly.
and Mike just lost Michael Penix, so and trying to compete and get that next quarterback and have somebody to fill in there.
Yep.
So anything else about this Jamar Chase stuff, Muscles? I think we really covered the majority of it. But just I don't know, man. Just I guess and we'll just close it out. Don't
Yeah,
lie and you gotta
yeah,
kinda
he's
put yourself
probably
through
just
it.
frustrated. Obviously, he wasn't having, the game that he had the time he played the Steelers before, and you
Yeah.
know, just
Well, and then
frustration took over.
Ramsey did make a big hit on him right before that too, if you remember,
Yeah.
because Ramsey's back
Yep.
at safety now. Actually, I thought Jalen Ramsey looked really good at safety.
Yeah, yeah.
I like him and
Is
Kyle
that his
Duggar back
is that
there.
his first game back at
Yeah,
safety? Okay. All
I
right.
think so.
Oh,
I
how have
I
you guys
think
felt about Caleb?
we we will get in yeah, we'll get into some Caleb talk here right after Penix because I do want to kind of discuss some Caleb Williams talk. But Michael Penix, the big news right now to IR is officially out up to 9 months. His status is in very much question for 2026. This is bad news, man. Per Ian Rappaport, he aggravated an existing bone bruise and knee sprain while also suffering damage to his ACL in his left knee, which is the same knee he had reconstructed twice already. So let's take a look at Michael Penix's injury history here. So 2018 tore his ACL. 2019 shoulder clavicle fracture. 2020 tore his ACL. 2021 shoulder AC joint separation. And now this another torn ACL. Does Atlanta look for a new guy already? How do you guys feel about that? I mean,
Uh,
I think there's a chance.
there's definitely a big chance. I think so anyway. This was the biggest knock on Michael Penix. I know me and you had coming out. It wasn't his talent.
No, we love the talent. It's the injuries.
Yeah, the injuries are just piling up, and obviously now he's out for the rest of the year. Like you said, 2026 is in question. Oh man, I I don't know what free agents are. I mean, I feel like they've got a pretty good offense, so they're not just going to stay stagnant and wait. Like I just don't.
And they traded their first round pick next year to the Rams, so they don't even have a first round pick.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So this isn't a good situation, honestly.
Mhm.
For Penix for the Falcons, either or, because now we see the corpse of Kirk Cousins back there, and we've saw that's bad.
Yeah, he had a smash matchup against Miami and just didn't show
a-
anything.
and I love Kirk Cousins, but that just yeah, he's just not the same Kirk Cousins that we saw in Minnesota. So this is just a bad situation overall. Like you said, the Rams could have a top 5 pick. Um, you know, I guess
Yeah.
fall into their lap with the Falcons and the way they've been playing. Is this bad for Bijan? Do we see more loaded boxes?
Yeah, and it looks like Drake London's gonna miss this week too. So I mean, your number one's gonna be Darnell Mooney. You're gonna need Kyle Pitts to step up.
That's I was about to say.
He's done better. You need to get the play action rolling. You need to get the ball to Kyle Pitts. Mooney is a okay number 2, probably more of a number 3. We even said that in his Chicago days. They did pay him like a number 2, so he's gonna have to step up here. But yeah, it's probably not great for Bijan. If he can't get the ball down the field, it's probably not great for Bijan. We'll just say that.
Right.
But I kind of had a little bit of scenarios. So here's some names. Maybe is there any way possible, which gives them another bad contract? Could they try to trade for like a Kyler Murray? Do you think Arizona's willing to move off that big deal with Kyler?
You could definitely see it. You definitely see maybe a Justin Fields.
That was another one on here. We got to remember Justin Fields. He's a Georgia guy. That's actually where he started his college ball at. He was a Falcons fan growing up. We know he doesn't want to be a New York Jet. We're going to talk about him later, him getting benched again, I guess, whatever. But I think that's definitely another name. Does Kirk Cousins, as we're saying, we feel like he's washed. He hasn't looked good. What if he does come out here and throw the ball around and look okay? I mean, I still don't think you're going to have to restructure that deal next year if he is there, but does he kind of have him by the balls here and kind of say
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you guys are screwed and like you're going to have to pay me." But I don't think that's who Kirk Cousins is.
No. I was sitting here trying to think like
How about Joe Flacco? Does Joe have another year left in him and they get him on a 1-year deal
yeah,
next year?
that could happen.
I mean, they definitely have a few options. I mean, is Daniel Jones on a 1 or 2? Is he a 1 or 2
He's a
year?
1. He's a 1 year.
So he's either gonna he's gonna get paid by somebody more than likely. Is it the Colts? I mean, the Falcons. I mean, who else can you keep paying these guys? Because
I know.
that's another thing to take in consideration.
Oh, that's what I'm sitting here trying to think. I was trying to think of like other guys like I don't know. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. What do you do with Michael Penix right now? Because you hate to sell him at like his value. I don't want to say it's going to get any lower because it's very low right now, but I think come draft day, it's going to get even lower. Come free agency, it's going to get even lower just because people are going to be very concerned if they do bring in a Justin Fields, if they do bring in, they draft somebody. I mean, I guess you're a little bit safe because of the first round, unless they trade back up in or trade a player, but I don't think that
Yeah.
happens.
I think you definitely have to hold at this point. I think I'm just going down with the ship. I don't think I have any Penix shares, but if I did, yeah, I'm not trading them right now. I'm not gonna completely panic. I mean, obviously, we do know that this was our biggest knock on guy. He should, even if he comes out and is a backup somewhere, he should still have a career in the NFL.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to say too, Moss. No matter if he is a backup, and we're not saying he definitely is. I will say he's got to be a bit inflated with the simple fact of like, if he does go toe to toe with Justin Fields, I definitely think he has a better arm. It's just how is he gonna do after 3 ACL tears? Like,
Right.
I mean, is he still gonna have the same zip? Because that's what Michael Penix is known for, that strong ass arm where he gets a ball downfield. So that's it's gonna be interesting. We'll kind of have to just keep monitoring. I traded all of my Michael Penix besides maybe 1 or 2 shares because I traded a lot of future first to move up in a second and draft him. And I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
I kind of packaged him with other players to tier up. That was kind of my goal with Michael Penix, and glad I did in several leagues.
Yeah, that was a good move. I do remember even that 1 year we made that trade and you took Penix. You traded me a future first and I give you the 2-0 something and you took Penix and
Yeah.
you did a lot of that.
Yeah, I hate to see quarterbacks fall because even look like, we'll see what Jackson Dart does with his career so far. He's looked pretty damn good. Still a lot of question marks, but like if you drafted Jackson Dart in the second round, you got to be really, really happy because you can definitely get way more than what you paid, right? Like you're getting premium players. We've seen him go for Joe Burrow.
I unfortunately traded 2 seconds for him. Or 2 firsts, I'm sorry.
Oh, you traded 2 firsts for him?
Mhm.
I don't want to say that that's horrible. I mean,
No,
I don't.
it was basically the only like nobody. We'll get to that one, but there was basically nobody else wanted to trade, and that was like one of those. That guy wanted 2 firsts. I'm like, I waited and I waited and I tried, and I was like, I'll pay it. I'm not happy about it, but I
I'm
tried.
not happy.
I
You have a contending team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to counter with like a first and 2 seconds, and he's like, dude, I got it to have 2 firsts. I'm like, dude, you paid a second for him. What do you mean you need 2 firsts? Like,
That's probably what is, and I
yeah,
don't blame the guy. I mean,
yeah, I don't blame the guy. It just was one of those deals. It was probably fair. I just wasn't happy about it.
Muscles, if you play in leagues with Muscles likes his draft picks. So he
I
likes the
do.
lottery tickets.
I
But
do.
you've been better with that though. You definitely go for it in leagues and you're not afraid to do that. And I mean, you start trading away all your picks, it does get scary. It definitely
Mhm.
does.
Yes, it does.
Well, let's go back to that class of Michael Penix, what 2024. So let's go back to that and let's rank these guys. So we're just gonna rank them 1 through 6, just these big guys. So
Okay.
for me, last, who would be your number 6 guy? Let's ask you.
So what class is that, the Jaden Daniels class?
Yeah, it'd be like, so we have, I'll just name off all the guys. So we have
Okay.
Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Drake May, JJ McCarthy, Michael Penix, and Bo Nix.
Oh, wow.
So
Uh,
let's rank them guys starting with your last. Who would you rank last out of them?
Probably right now, unfortunately, Penix.
Yes, I'm there too, and I still think I would have been there even if he wasn't hurt.
Yeah, I
But
probably would.
now he's hurt. I think he's definitely there.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Anybody in the comments that wants to drop how you would rank these guys. We would love to know. Uh, who would you rank in the 5th spot here?
Okay, so it's Caleb, Nix, McCarthy,
Mm-hmm. Drake
Daniel, and
May.
probably McCarthy. I think that one's pretty easy.
Yep, I have McCarthy
Always
there
make
as
sure
well. I had
somebody.
way more hope for JJ McCarthy, but he had a smash matchup. We talked about this on the last show. He was somebody I really had my eye on, used him in a lot of DFS, and I'll just tell you guys, watching, he regressed. He has regressed since the last time. I mean, even as the Baltimore game wasn't great. Like he is not looking good. So I'm not saying that I'm out. I think he's kind of around that Cam Ward tier for me. I think the only reason I would have him over Cam Ward is Kevin O'Connell
Mhm.
in a supporting cast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm right there with you. Who would you have in the next spot here at number 4?
I hate to say it.
You're gonna do it. I know who you're gonna say.
I think it might be Caleb Williams.
Okay. Okay. I
I
have Bo
think
Nix
I'm
here.
there. I think I'm there with Bo.
I I have Bo here. Or I have Bo here. For me, I just feel with the averageness, but I'm not saying is Caleb hasn't been great either. I think Caleb has more upside. I think that's the
He
only
does.
reason. So fantasy wise, I think Caleb tied to Ben Johnson for me is why I have him. But I mean, you could say the same. Sean Payton. I mean, it does seem like Bo Nix just finds ways to get it done. I do think they're pretty damn close.
They
I
are. They are. And I do agree with your upside. The only flip side of that is I feel like Caleb has the weapons right now, and he's not doing anything with the weapons.
right,
Bo Nix kinda he has Sutton and
right.
yeah, Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, like
They've been
yeah,
playing a lot more.
they have, but I mean,
They're
I'm
not great.
they're not great. Evan
Yeah.
Ingram, he's been a shell of himself. Don't get me started on that one. That one definitely he's been disappointing. I thought that was gonna be fireworks. So I'm just I don't want to bank on them going out and getting them, all these weapons, but like I'd like to see Bo Nix with somebody outside of Cortland Sutton.
Right.
I think that could.
I think what I've so I how do I explain this? I think with Sean Payton, what I've noticed, and maybe you have noticed this too, we've never really said it, is he loves to try to outsmart people. I feel like he'll never go out and draft.
He's like
the
Bill
Roma.
Belichick in that way.
Yes, he'll never go out and draft the Roma Dunze or the flashy guy. He's like, "Oh, I got my Pat Bryant, you know, I got a steal on Pat Bryant." Like, I
Yep.
just feel like he's an asshole in that sort of way. Like, I mean, even go back to the division game that they lost. Who was that guy they threw to? They should have threw the ball to Michael Thomas.
Yeah, yep,
What was
yep.
his name? Lee or something? Tommy Lee Lewis?
Something like that, yeah. I know what
But,
you're
like,
talking about.
yeah, why the fuck are you throwing the ball to that dude? Like, you know who to get the ball to Michael Thomas. Like,
Yeah.
he's always
You
kind
are
of
right.
yeah, he's always kind of been that way. So I worry Sean Payton's style of football and Ben Johnson's are totally different too. I feel like Ben Johnson's foot on the pedal, you know, just keep going, going, going. Sean Payton, and it doesn't matter if you play the Kansas City Chiefs, doesn't matter if you play the New York Giants. He will try to keep that game very, very, very close. And then, like, they find a way to squeak it out. Even look at the Raiders game. Like,
Yep.
we felt, oh, should have blew him out, should have blew him out. They just won. Well, they just beat the Kansas City Chiefs too, so that's
Yeah,
just
and the Jets,
yeah, the
the
Jets, like
the miraculous, like, historically low,
yeah.
passing yards or whatever, like,
Yeah, that was overseas, I forgot about that.
yeah,
Yeah,
they should have just blown them out of the water, but
they just don't do that with teams. They
no.
just do enough and rely on the defense, and big reason why I thought the Chiefs would win this game is the simple fact that no Pat Surtain. I mean, I will give the Broncos credit. They are doing really good with what they have.
Yeah, that defense, I think, is
Yeah.
definitely outstanding.
It
Winning them
it
a lot
is
of
better
games.
than what I thought it would be without Pat Surtain. We'll just say
Yep,
that.
yep.
So do you have them flip-flop like as
Yep,
I
and
do?
I'll have Caleb next, and then you probably have Bo next, not Bo next.
Bo next, not Bo
Yeah,
next.
you have Bo and Caleb flip-flopped, and I have Bo.
Yes.
Okay, yep.
So who would be your 2 and who would be your 1?
Oh, man, this does actually get kinda tough because Drake May has been playing pretty good.
It does.
Jane
It does.
Daniels has been hurt, so we don't wanna, like, sit here and, kinda be reactionary, I guess, but I think I'll still go Caleb next or yeah. No,
Y
Drake.
You're
Drake
gonna
May
go
next,
Drake.
and then Jaden Daniels.
So I think I do have them flip-flopped. I think I have Jaden at 2 and Drake at
Okay.
1.
I can't
And,
knock that.
it is very, very, very close. I think for me, uh, seeing Travion take that step, we're just seeing his whole team take a step.
Mhm.
I think that, New England looks really, really good right now. We'll see what Drake May does in the playoffs. I think that's where we're gonna kinda tell. And Drake has a really, really, really good schedule here, you know, coming up. Very winnable games. Gonna be another one here in Cincinnati, especially with no Jamar Chase, but I think what we have to remember is, you know, they do have Diggs on a big deal. So do they ever bring anybody in? But I think guys like Kyle Williams, we already seen a flash. I was really, really hoping the Thursday night game they would get Kyle Williams more involved. They didn't. So kind of something to take, you know, taking just kind of keep in the back of your head. Why didn't they?
Right,
But
right.
Bouteilles looked really, really good at times, and Hunter Henry was really well involved. I like Drake May. I think the reason why I'm like this too is Drake May can run as well. So if he was just a pure pocket passer, I think I was still lean Jaden Daniels, but with his rushing upside and just his arm, I think he's looked great. And you know, even with Jaden Daniels, that was kind of our worry. We're like, hey, we feel like he could be really good his rookie year, then we want to get out. I just fell in a trap and kept him and kept drafting
Yeah.
him. And I'm not saying his career is over. We just know Jaden Daniels is kind of a smaller guy.
And another thing you gotta consider too is, Drake May, it's like the Bo Nix thing, like, they're gonna eventually, hopefully, get him weapons outside of Stephon Diggs, like, obviously, they got Hunter Henry, like, maybe they upgrade that at some point. Hunter Henry's been great, though.
Yeah, Hunter
Uh,
Henry's been good. I think they bring in AJ Brown at some. I really, really, really
yeah,
think
I
they
mean,
bring in AJ Brown.
they're throwing at the Butte and Pop Douglas, like, they're gonna upgrade that eventually, like, yeah, and if they get AJ Brown, it's Drake May to the moon, like
And I'm just saying this as like it's more of a fan than I guess is like an analyst, right? Like as somebody to give you information, there is nothing to back up AJ Brown going there. Like there really is nothing.
He said, no, Andy said it. It's gonna happen. Your inside sources, right?
Yeah, yeah. My inside sources have linked AJ Brown. My inside source is Ian Rappaport. So
There you go. There you go. Got him on speed dial.
the fake one who has like 500 followers and posts all the fake news and gets like a million fucking retweets. That guy's awesome.
That's got me before.
Yeah, it's gotten several people. It's gotten me before too, but
Yeah.
yeah, I we're kind of flip-flop there, but I think there's a lot of good valuable quarterbacks, and I think in the future we're gonna do a quarterback show where we're gonna rank these guys, to certain tiers and kind of like value them down the road as well. Because I think that's something in Dynasty is we've been kind of more NFL driven as of lately, but as in Dynasty that like we don't take into consideration as much. And I think we really need to, especially in Superflex leagues, because that can definitely kill you. If you go out and you put all your, you put all your eggs in that draft and drafted JJ McCarthy and Michael Penix, doesn't look good.
No.
Looking good and feeling good, aren't you, Moss?
Oh yeah, feel real good. Jordan Love
Jay
too.
Love. Oh, don't get me started.
God.
Oh no, but that's for another day. Which if Teixeira's in the chat, Kyle, he's a big time Jordan Love guy as well. But let's go ahead. Let's talk about Fast Draft real quick. So Fast Draft sponsors the Fantasy Football Power Hour. And if you're not on the Fast Draft app, make sure to go over there, check it out. Use a promo code POWER. They will match you with the first time deposit up to $50. So go over, use a promo code POWER, check them out, get in some of these DFS drafts and everything they have. And as soon as the season's over, best ball begins. And that's really where you can make some big time money. I know Muscles at one point was up in first place and he's still fighting, clawing, working his way back up there. He wants to bring home that $10,000. So,
yeah,
go over there, check it out, and even get into these DFS competitions. We need more people in these competitions. Get them bumping again, get that money paid out. So go over, use promo code POWER. Muscles. We have another bench here. Justin Fields. So it's so weird that like he was benched, the owner shit on him. And then Tyrod Taylor was basically like, I'm hurt. And then Justin Fields comes back out and Garrett Wilson slides on his knees and he's like, oh man, my knees hurt. Like I'm out. I can't do it. Justin Fields, can it get literally like this guy is like cursed in the NFL. I hate to say that, but like I'm not saying he's fucking MVP. I'm just saying that like, dude, he goes to some bad situations. They bring AD Mitchell. Mitchell beats one-on-one coverage, drops the ball. Drops the ball multiple times. Like
I was honestly thinking about that today. I was sitting there, I was like, man, if you're Justin Fields, now I kind of like, then it dawned on me later, the money and the years they threw at him. But I was like, if I'm Justin Fields and I got like basically kicked out of Chicago, kicked out of Pittsburgh, a lot of guys don't get a third opportunity, and here he is on his third opportunity. I was like, when the hell would he go to the Jets? Like, do you really trust the Jets enough to resurge your career? But then I remembered that he signed a 2 or 4 year deal?
2-year deal, $40 million.
Yeah, so I mean, they did throw a good chunk of money at him, but like if you're down to your last dollar and you got to trust somebody, do you trust the Jets? You know what I mean? Like. I would have signed. There would probably 29 other teams I would have probably preferred to sign with than the Jets. Like,
yeah,
like the Cleveland Jets. Like those are just organizations you just cannot trust. And I'm normally not a big culture guy. I feel like any culture can change at any point. You bring in new ownership, new management, whatever. But like that just.
I
No,
didn't.
but
I didn't like the Aaron Glenn hire. I didn't love it, I guess you could say. I think Aaron Glenn is a fantastic person. He struggled, I felt like at times as a defensive coordinator, even at Detroit. Detroit gave up some big games. Now, how much was Aaron Glenn? How much, missing Aiden Hutchinson? I don't know. That's debatable, I guess. Whatever. But I was a little bit, and I'm kind of the guy that we talked about this. We probably talk about it every damn show. We like offensive driven head coaches.
yep.
They trust Tanner Engstrand way too much. And I think Tanner Engstrand probably gets on Chat GBT and asked about a game plan every week. I don't think this guy knows anything. Anything. Like, why are you not running way more option plays with Justin Fields? Like, do you know how deadly that would be for a defense that, like, the speed and athleticism of Justin Fields and Brees Hall, and even putting Isaiah Davis, who's a tough little runner, put them all on the field? Which way are we going, guys? Which way are we going? Like, and then that really opens up stuff downfield. I love what they did as a franchise, because here's the thing. They got rid of Sauce Gardner. Did the defense look that much different?
No.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't really tell. They get rid of Quinnen Williams. I couldn't tell. I mean, yeah, Travion Henderson had 3 touchdowns, whatever, but like it wasn't really any worse than it's been all year. So, in my opinion, I like the moves that they made. I just they don't call games well at all. Like, Tanner Engstrand's horrible, and that's bringing down Aaron Glenn, and I think they're both gone. I think it's a done deal at the end of the year.
Yep. I it definitely should be. And I mean, we'll see what, like we said, happens with Justin Fields. Does he get traded somewhere? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
If
that's
I'm Justin Field, I want out again. I
Yep.
would love to go to Atlanta. He's from Georgia. That's his area, his team. I think Atlanta would welcome him, and he could fight for that job, which, like I said, I think Michael Penix has a better arm, but how's he still going to do after the injury? We'll see, but it would be a good stepping stone, because we have seen Baker do this, where Baker had that little short stint in Carolina, then to the Rams, and that Rams was like the resurgence of his career. One game, like, it can happen.
Yeah, I just want to see him paired, like we said, with an offensive minded head coach, somebody that gets creative with him. I'm not saying he's gonna be a superstar. I'm just saying, like, I just want to give it a shot. Like, let's just see.
Yep.
I just don't think he's had that yet. I mean, we've had the Bears pairing, and we know what that was all like. Like, that was horrible. And then in Pittsburgh, it was horrible, and in New York, it's horrible. So
yeah, and it really, really is, and just kind of see what happens with his career from a dynasty standpoint. I think he's a solid hold / buy. I know I bought him in a league. Kind of wasn't the best trade, I think, for them. I can't remember what I gave up, but kind of just very average, below average type pieces. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
I'm right
he's
there with
somebody.
you.
I think he. Let me ask you this: would you rather have Michael Penix or Justin Fields for Dynasty?
Justin Fields.
I'm there too. I think I'd still rather bet on Justin Fields with a healthy career. Thanks for tuning in, Mom. I'm glad you're home and hope everything's going good. Yeah, I think that's where I'm there with him, and we need to go try to buy low on him and just kind of see what happens, because I don't think his career is over by any means. But another kind of controversial name, as you'll see in the title, mini prime time, Shador Sanders got in the game. Gabriel suffered a concussion. It was kind of clear. It does seem like Shador does want to move the ball downfield. We know Dylan Gabriel's kind of dink and dunk. But Shador Sanders did not look good, and he is going to get the start, though, this week. It looks like Gabriel will miss, and it is the Raiders. This is a very good matchup for Shador Sanders. So, someone offers you a 26-second Are you willing to see what Shador Sanders does against the Raiders, or are you gonna take that second round pick?
Oh, that's tough.
Because if he falls flat in his face, he's probably not really worth anything again.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that would probably be league dependent. If I need a quarterback, yeah, I might roll the dice on it. I
Give it a
mean,
second, see what happens.
yeah, see what happens.
I don't mind it.
No,
I
I
don't
don't
really.
either.
I think I'm like you. I think it depends on what league. Because the seconds just vary, and when we say second, we're talking super flex, of course, but like
Yep,
it's very by backable. But here's the thing: if he has a really good game, then what's his price? 'Cause I still don't think it's a first. That's why it's a tricky question.
it is a very tricky
Would
question. So,
would you rather gamble on him in this one start and see if he has anything, or Justin Fields or Michael Penix?
uh
I'm throwing some tough ones at you guys.
see, I think if I don't need the points today, I'd probably take Fields. I still feel like there's something in Fields left.
Mhm.
Um, Shador, I don't mind gambling if I was like not needing the points today and like not in competing mode. I might gamble on Shador. So
With Penix?
or I mean, I'm sorry. If I needed the points today, if I'm like if I'm like competing and I
Uh-huh.
need, a third quarterback, second quarterback, something like that, I would go Shador because obviously he is the starter.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't we gotta make the decision now because we're gonna find out Sunday, then the price is gonna definitely go way up or way down, I feel like, and not way up to a first, but like a second ain't gonna get it done anymore. Or it's gonna be, I'm gonna try to get a second out of him and you're not gonna get it, and you're not gonna give up
So
a third.
I'm actually looking. He has the Raiders, who, like we said, is a very juicy matchup. Then he has
Mhm.
San Fran, who they've been banged up. I think that defense is pretty suspect. Am I
Yeah.
wrong in saying that?
Who was it?
San Fran.
Yeah, they are definitely, you can definitely pass on. Kobe Brissett, what he just have? How
Yeah.
many? 44 completions? Yeah.
Then he's got Tennessee,
Yeah.
and then he's got Chicago.
Yeah.
So he's got 4 good games, and then he's got Buffalo. Then it gets kinda iffy.
Mhm.
He gets Buffalo, but then he's got Pittsburgh and Cincinnati.
The thing is, too, with Shador Sanders, we have to remember Cleveland seems committed to Dylan Gabriel. Now, he's gonna have to come out here and not just win the game. He's gonna have to look good to get the starting job as well. So, like, that's something else you want to keep in your back of your head, because if he just sneaks by with the win, are they still going to go back to Gabriel? Because Cleveland does have a good enough defense. Dylan Gabriel does exactly what they want him to do.
Yeah.
They have a good enough defense where Dylan Gabriel can dink and dunk and dink and dunk, and Harold Finn and David Njoku, and the defense wins them the game or gets them very close to winning the game. So, and it almost seems like Cleveland doesn't like Shador. I was very disappointed in the game, which I know you kind of have a counterpoint to this, Muss. We talked about this. I felt like he should have been way more prepared. I feel like you get an opportunity and you need to make the best of it. And we see a lot on social media where people are like, you should be the starter. And he just smiles like, like, it's coming at some point.
Yeah.
But your counterpoint, I know you were listening to somebody. If you want to tell everybody.
It was actually on Twitter. I believe it was one of the McCown brothers. He was basically like, I've been a backup for how many years, and then he tagged like Chase Daniels, and he tagged Dan Oros. Don't know how to say his last name. He used to play for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah. He stepped on the line. And then Kurt Kurt or whatever his name is. But basically, they were having a discussion on Twitter about like how they don't really work at all with the team other than training camp. He said, as a backup, I have maybe had 5 practices where I've actually went in and threw a football to a wide receiver.
Hmm.
Like he said, it's not what people think. He said in training camp, all day long. He said we will sit there and play catch and do whatever. But he said once the season starts, it's all team one, team one, team one. So I don't know what to think of that, but he was basically giving Shador kind of a pass. But on the flip side of that, we do see backups come in and like we see it all the time in Pittsburgh, like, with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
He comes in and looks okay, and then he has a week to prepare, and he comes out and looks like shit.
Mhm.
So on the flip side, I don't really know what to look into this. He did almost win the game. Shador did
Yeah.
somehow. He was 4 for 16. That stat
And a
line.
pick.
horrible.
And actually, I think probably should have had another one or two.
Yeah, so I don't know what to think of it. I read that and I was kind of like, okay, like, yeah, you should have been prepared, but I don't know how much a backup can prepare if you can't go and like my idea of practice is like team one's over here, the second string's over here, and like he's throwing passes the second string wide receivers. But according to this, like I said, it was one of the McCown brothers. I don't know if it was Josh or Luke, but
Right.
according to them, they're there with a clipboard.
And I mean, they would definitely know. Like, I'm just sitting here saying that, like, I feel like should have been more prepared. These guys would definitely know more because, like, my stint in the NFL, my inside sources, very, very limited. So,
Yeah.
but out of all seriousness, yes, I would know nothing about how practices are taken into account for. So, I mean, if they say that, it definitely makes sense. And like you said,
Yeah.
you have to take into consideration certain people, have came in and looked really good. I mean, that's how Tom Brady was created, right? Like
Yeah.
Bledsoe went down, Brady came in, and next time we seen Drew Bledsoe was on the roast of Tom Brady. So it just these guys can come in and completely take over, and maybe he does. This is gonna be the week for Shador, and I definitely think Stefanski will come up with a game plan that fits Shador Sanders against this Raiders
I
defense.
did find the tweet. It was from Luke McCown.
Okay.
So he says former fourth round pick here, former journeyman backup here. I think there's a massive misunderstanding about how an NFL practice is structured. The only time mid-round rookie picks and backups get meaningful reps is in training camp, and they never with the ones unless you are competing or starting that next preseason game. So basically you say even in training camp, he's not training with the ones.
Right.
Regular season's practices have 10 to 12 plays per period. That's teams run, teams pass, teams blitz, pickup, and some teams still do a 7 to 7 period. But for the most part, there are 30 to 40 live full speed reps with actual game plans. He goes on, but basically, folks don't understand it's incredibly difficult, probably the hardest job in all of sports, to be a backup quarterback for this reason, because limited to no reps and same expectations. And that is you must come in and perform at the same level as the guy you replace for your teammates, coaches, and your own career security. You come in and struggle and you're evaluated at that performance, right or wrong. The league makes its judgments about you, and that's why it's so hard for backups to have long careers that, weren't at one point full-time starters. Nods to the guys like myself, buddies, Chase Daniel, Dan. Yeah, it stinks the situation we all come to, but I've been there literally with the Browns as a rookie, a mid-round pick. So others have, you play, you learn, you grow and get better, or you don't. Obviously, reps will help. Obviously, he'll get better with a full week of prep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
And
mean, he goes on to more. I just kind of cliff notes it, but there was a big long tweet.
yeah. And I mean, that's definitely something to take into consideration. I think another thing to take into consideration, we talked about this before as well. Joe Flacco looks really good in Cincinnati. Looked like shit in Cleveland. Thought he was washed. I mean, so hopefully, but that was before Stefanski took over offensive play calling. There's a reason why Stefanski stepped in and said, "Hey, I'm taking over the offense here." So, I that makes me feel a little bit better for Shador as well. I mean, either that or McCown was like Blue Mountain State. Alex Moran.
Yeah, Alex Moran.
Who would be your favorite? Let me ask everybody this: who would be your favorite actor slash football player. Mine's got to be Moran. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Moran,
I did like Moran. He was
Yeah,
my favorite.
I like Thado too. The cookie race.
Yep, yep.
Cookie race. If you guys haven't checked out Blue Mountain State, you need to go watch it.
What was the name of the running back? You had the gold digger girlfriend.
Ah,
I can't.
cannot remember, but I mean, I can see him.
I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. He was kind of funny, but yeah, Moran was the highlight of that show.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we'll kind of see what Shador. Let's just monitor. If you want to take a shot on him, I mean, yeah, I think a second might be a bit of an overpay, but I think it probably gets it done, especially after that performance. I think some people will be a little bit scared off here, but I just want to kind of mention Keon Coleman here. So he was a healthy scratch in that Bucks matchup, but and it was a surprise, but it wasn't performance related. He missed a team meeting. So how this works out, we'll have to see, because could it transpire into something bigger? Dante Pettis corollary is what I'll call it. Do you remember whenever Dante Pettis looked really good? Whatever he did, he got into the doghouse, and like Dante Pettis was never a thing again. So
Yeah, and then speaking of doghouse, we had CD Lamb and George Pickens in the doghouse too.
yes, and I was very scared on our parlays. So we had different parlays with them guys. Then I was like, well, out of the first quarter, the first half, like I know they're not out the whole game.
Yeah, I was kind of getting scared there.
I was too, and then they come out and fall the fuck out. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was definitely weird, but just something to kind of monitor with Keon Coleman. It's just funny. It's funny how things change, because remember we were talking Keon Coleman like first week of the season, like he was a stud. You remember all that? People were like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, I mean, I was starting to like come around on him. I was never a big Keon Coleman guy. I mean,
Wasn't either.
yeah, I remember you weren't either, but I was like, man, maybe I was wrong, but yeah, then he
Yeah,
comes out and does this.
yeah.
Shiloh is the name of that running back.
What is it?
Shiloh.
Shiloh. Yep.
Yep.
That is it. I gotta actually go back and watch some of that.
That's one of the best shows ever.
It really is. If you have anybody that has sensitive ears, you probably shouldn't listen to this podcast or watch that show. So definitely don't watch it with your kids. That's
then
the
coach was always funny. Like,
yeah.
Oh man.
And the girl that banged all the football players.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name either, but so what I want to talk about real quick as well here, being patient, paying off. Travion Henderson, 3-touchdown game many moons ago here last Thursday night. So the reason why I brought this up, can we trust him if Stevenson is back?
I actually think Stevenson being back, obviously it's going to eat into his workload, but I think they're still going to feed him.
I do too.
I think they can do a good thunder and lightning.
He did it with Judkins.
Yeah. I definitely I don't think it's gonna hurt him too much. I mean, obviously it's gonna take some goal line probably. Like we saw him get stuffed at the goal line a couple times. That's probably Stevens' ball when they get down there now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you said, I think this is complete lesson to everybody who was patient, and
we seen him get traded for Justin Fields in a league, remember?
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He was my running back too coming out. I did always say that he was. I didn't expect this big of performance, obviously in 2 weeks. But definitely looking good.
He is looking really, really good. So, yeah, it's a big reason why you hold on. We've seen him traded for a first, just one first in other leagues.
Yeah.
But you drafted him in the first. You were waiting. I mean, maybe you thought it was time to come off. I don't know. You got to just trust in the talent. We've been doing this a while, like maybe not podcasting together for a while, but we've been playing this for a while, and we've seen the shit, man. Like usually 9 times out of 10, talent will outweigh the situation. Eventually the cream rises to the top.
And I remember this was, I think, last year. I did like I wrote it. I can't even remember where I put it, but I wrote it up like every first round pick that like we've ever made in like home leagues and stuff like that. And like if they paid off, if they didn't pay off, basically the running back hit rate in the first round was like really high. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was there's not a lot of running backs that fizzle out. There's a lot of receivers that fizzle out, but running backs for the most part, outside of like, Daryl Henderson, that's a name that comes to my mind. I know Trey Sermon, that was a
Mm-hmm.
borderline first round pick. He fizzled out, obviously. Trent Richardson, but
Are you talking first round pick capital in the
yeah,
NFL draft?
no, rookie
And
pick.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But
or fantasy rookie
in
picks.
fantasy rookie, which Trey Sermon was, but I think he was like a fourth round pick. That's where people get a little bit crazy. Like,
Right, right. Obviously, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was another one, but like
yes, they happen.
honestly, I remember, like, the percentages, I don't know them off the top of my head, but, like, the percentages of running backs that, like, actually hit when they had first round like, our first round rookie draft pick capital, it was pretty high. So,
That's yeah, that's a really good.
receivers were not. Receivers were, like, 30-40%, like, it wasn't good.
Yeah, and I could definitely see that happen. There's been a lot of misses, and it depends what you call. Maybe this is something we'll end up charting, but we'll have to like get more what's a hit and what's a miss. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
can't remember what I think I classified it as if they've had, like, a top 20 season in their position, I think is what I did.
I'd like to go back and chart this. Like maybe we can
Yeah,
actually start charting this and putting this into an evaluation because I think it would be very, very helpful and useful. I Dynasty Nerds does something. I don't know if they do it for running backs. I'm sure they do, but I do know they do something with receivers. They have like a formula. Your rookie year, like under 400 yards, your hit rate is like very, very low, next
okay.
to borderline impossible. I could be there's might be something else they use into it, but like they kind of give out hit rates and stuff. And I was like, wow, that's actually a really cool thing to chart. So I can't remember, but I know they do something like that.
Yeah, like I said, I did, like, a top 20. I might have did top 24 maybe as, like, a running back 2 or wide
Yeah.
receiver 2 kinda thing. If they've ever hit that in their career, I put it as a hit. If they didn't, then I count it as a miss, but it was
Uh,
something along those lines.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk more about that. I would really be curious to see that. I've actually never done anything like that, but uh let's finish the show off with our we got to blow some steam off. We are blown views segment. So we want to know what makes you pissed. Maybe you didn't like the officiating in the Lions and Eagles game. Maybe I just hit a nerve. Maybe you played against Josh Allen. He dropped what, 6 touchdowns. Did your league mate send you a bad trade or always does and you're sick of it? Maybe there's fighting going on in your league. You're sick of it. We want to hear from you. So tell us what blows your fuse. Uh, for me, mine's kind of long here. So mine basically is just everyone being consensus about everything. I heard this on another podcast actually, and I never try to be I never try to just fit in, but I feel sometimes I fall into traps of this. So if you have a take and an opinion that's not outrageous, meaning you would put your money where your mouth is. I always say that. So who wouldn't want to make money, right? Like if you really believe something's going to happen, put a little bit of money on it. So if you feel that way, don't be afraid to go out there, take the backlash of certain people and just whatever. I've made some really bad calls doing this. I've made some really good calls. It's just what happens at the end of the day. It's just dynasty fantasy football where we try to play with others, learn. Like, yes, we want to win money. I love to win. I'm very competitive, but like at the end of the day, how you win these damn things, man, is if you just fit in, you aren't gonna win. You're gonna be average, just like everybody else. So you gotta, find a way to get different and do your homework and it don't always work out, but if you did your homework and you felt like you did the right thing, that's great. the one that kind of just reminds me, we loved Cam Scatterbo muscles. We were very, very high
Yeah.
on him coming out of the draft. And no one, I mean, I really don't know anybody that had Cam Scatterbo as high as we did. He was like 5 or 6, I believe, for film for me. I'm not sure where you had him muscles, but no one wanted this guy. Now he comes in. He's fun. He's a hard-nosed player. Yes, he's hurt, but like we're seeing him on. I'm seeing him on with like Jinxie on like different streams. I seen him on a jersey break. I just here's the thing. Now everybody wants him. Like, how fast does that change? You know what I mean? So, like,
Mhm.
we need to get better as an industry. We need to get better as players. We need to not be afraid to be different and just say what we want. So, and he has the Jeff Shields, he has the Amcor God approval here. So, thanks, Jeff.
Right.
Love you got to tune in at least towards the end of the show, man. Uh, I that's just kind of my thing, man. I think, and that's something that we need to strive for on our shows to give people the right information, not what everybody wants to hear. Sometimes you have to take it sucks whenever my dad, like, think about it when you were younger and your dad's like, boy, keep doing this shit. Keep doing this shit. But like, hey, he loves you. He's trying to help you. We love you. We want to help you. If we're telling
Yeah.
you a player's not good, we really feel that way. If we're telling you a player's good, we really feel just because, like a bigger site or whatever tells you that doesn't mean it's true. We shouldn't just follow what they say. And now if it's true, it's true. Like Josh Allen had a really, really good game. But I'm telling you, if you go back and watch the other games of Josh Allen, he hasn't looked the same this year.
No,
So,
he
like,
has not.
that's just the truth. He had a really good game. I hope he keeps going off it. Not saying Josh Allen's a bust. I'm just saying he hasn't looked good this year. So you just actually need to do the research or listen to the people and kind of see.
Yeah.
I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine, muscles. Whew, my eye hurts.
Yeah, it's definitely I definitely see what you're saying. Yeah, I think a lot of like you listen to a lot of dynasty information, a lot of it's just the same. Everybody just spends it their own way and
I feel like people go to Yahoo, they type in who is the best quarterback matchup, and hit the button, and there we are.
yep. Yep.
It's just, and we see it with DFS, dude, especially in cash games. The lineup trains are crazy.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
And
Jeff
we
Mann
see it
talks
we
about
see it
this.
with analysts having their own start sit show and telling everybody to start Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, and it's real. It's real.
It's real. Yeah.
Can't make this shit up.
No. No.
I don't care if Justin Jefferson is getting double teamed by Pat Surtain and Sauce Gardner. I'm playing the guy.
Oh yeah.
Like you don't bench them guys that we stick by. You start your studs, and but people listen to it. People, and I'm not trying to shit on other people's shows. Just
yeah, I listened to it one time and they said to start Justin Jefferson, and I was like, yeah, okay. If I have Justin Jefferson, I'm starting him in the receiver spot and not touching it unless it's a bye.
Yep, exactly. Or if your player spits on another player, maybe we'll pull him. But
yeah.
What's your fuse like this week, Musk? Because mine
So
was
I didn't really
have
I didn't really have a fuse blown. I just had my mind kind of like blown a little bit. I just want to go back to like the strategy talk a little bit. So I'm going to go back to that story where I traded Jackson Dart or got Jackson Dart for 2 firsts. Like I said, I had a league where I honestly didn't expect to compete, but I drafted Ibuka, Tyler Warren, I had Javonte Williams. Like for some reason, my team's just taken off this year. So I'm like 9-2 or 8-3 or something like that. Second place in points scored. So I'm like, okay, but my only quarterback's Caleb Williams. That's my only quarterback. So I'm sitting there and I have a couple firsts. This is why you trade for future firsts. It's why I always say that, because you never know. You could be in the situation I'm in and your team's competing and you have 2 firsts and you're like, hey, cool. Now I can like make a move and maybe put myself over the top. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, let me go look. I'm gonna go get a second quarterback because obviously it's super flex. So I'm like, hey, definitely need the floor of a quarterback in the super flex spot, or if something happened to Caleb Williams in the playoffs, I'm just shit out of luck. So I go to the very last place team. This team does not have a win. Not even a win. I
Mm.
look at his roster. He has Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, this is before the Aaron Rodgers injury. This was Saturday or Friday before, the Steelers Bengals game. So I'm like, okay, he's got Aaron Rodgers. I don't really want to pay a second for him. Um, I'll offer him a third. If he declines, I'll try 2/3. If he wants a second, I'm gonna go shop elsewhere. But if it's one of those, it's the same thing as a Jackson Dart. I'll take it. I just don't like it. So I offer him a third, instantly gets declined, not even a counter. I'm like, wow, like, okay. So I go to offer 2/3, and before I even hit submit, I get a message from the guy. He goes, hey, I don't have a third quarterback. He's my second quarterback in the super flex spot. If I trade him, I don't have a quarterback. And I'm like, you don't even have a win. Like, so like this is where we preach to you guys, like, what. And I don't try to tell people how to run their team. So I just messaged the guy. I said, hey man, best of luck to you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's
I
all you
honestly,
can say.
I honestly thought about, like, doing a big long paragraph, be like, why the hell do you need Aaron Rodgers? But then I'm like, I don't like people telling me how to run my team, so I'm not gonna tell anybody else how to run their team. He paid
Right.
his dues. If that's how he wants to run it, that's cool. But like, this is our advice to people. If you're not competing, sell your assets. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is probably going to retire at the end of this year, and
Mhm.
that guy could have got a third, possibly 2/3. Like I said, I might have paid a second. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
liked it, but like, you've got to get rid of, like, Kamara's, probably Devontae Adams's.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
trying to name guys.
I if I'm in last, I'm selling everything.
Yeah,
Shit, I'll
yeah,
even sell rookies. I don't care. I just wanna keep turning, like,
yeah. Yeah, like, I'm just, and then the guy in second to last, he had Matt Stafford, and he would not trade. I offered him, like, 2 seconds, he wouldn't trade Matt Stafford. I'm like,
damn.
"This league sucks," and then, like I said, I finally, the guy was like, "I'll trade you Jackson Dart," and I'm like, "Alright, yeah, hopefully he pans out," but
Yeah, you got a good young team though, and he could be another part of it.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, I don't mind it, but yeah, definitely. I just
Yeah.
thought, like, it was dynasty common sense, but I
And
guess it's
not everybody, and and maybe them are the listeners that we can reach to be like, "Hey, not trying to tell you how to run your team, but we are trying to give
right.
advice. So if you would like to take our advice, we'll, try it for a season and see how
Yeah,
it works because I really
exactly.
think we
Like,
can help you turn it around."
I realize this draft class isn't last year's draft class, but like, you could have took that third, and turned it into, maybe a Milrow, maybe,
Be a quarterback, you might have got. I don't think Fannin was falling that low. I've seen Tootin go in the third.
yeah,
Like,
Juden, yeah, somebody. I mean, just get something. I mean,
yeah,
obviously, a third round pick could be a bust. I mean, it could be,
yeah,
somebody, like Jalen Royals, who I spent a lot of thirds on. It hasn't done anything, but
probably like a
um,
$10 lottery ticket if you want to put it in. Like
yeah,
like, a good chance you're probably gonna lose, but, like, there's also a chance you can get your $10 back and, like, do it again, but
yeah,
every
but
once in a while, you might hit 100.
that guy, he's just. I mean, I just, what's the point? Like,
Yeah,
maybe he wins you a game, like,
right, and
and then
now
he's
his
gonna
wrist
walk.
is like this, like,
But at the
I
same
I
time, I'm like sitting there, I'm like, you know what? That's more money. Like, he's gonna pay his dues every year, and
yeah,
probably
that's you don't really gotta worry about that team.
I don't really gotta worry about that team. I mean, maybe he's an older guy that doesn't really,
Yeah, he might not understand, and
he might
that's
not understand. And maybe I should have messaged him, but like I said, I hate when people message me and try to tell
I
me how to run my team.
I do too, but,
So, like, I
sometimes
didn't.
people will send me a trade and then deny it and be like, "Was it close?" And then, like, that's when I'll explain, like, "No, man, then I'll type out and." just try to say like, this is how I think, and it's okay if you don't think that same way, but that's why I'm not doing it.
Right.
Yeah, it's good to definitely be respectful because I mean, if you're a dick to the guy, he's definitely not going to trade to
Yeah.
you. Either.
Like I said, I thought about it. It pissed me off, and I was like, you know what? No, like he just maybe he
Right.
doesn't understand, and maybe I should explain to him. But then again, who am I? Like I don't
Yeah.
want to be like, hey man, I'm this expert. Da, 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 da.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, I'm not. Like I'm just,
No, we're just guys that like we definitely. I think we know quite a bit, but
yeah,
like
we do. Yeah,
we're
yeah.
not like. I don't think anybody is really like
No.
if anybody was that guy. There's definitely guys that do their homework, do it full time, and you know more analytically driven than we are. But like, I still think we do all right for
Oh,
working as much as we work and stuff. But yeah, I'm there with you. But so that's why you guys, we would love for you to share the show, like, 5-star, subscribe, any of that. We really, really appreciate it. And we definitely see it. So that way we can get our names out there and actually help other people. Like we definitely do. We want to go out and find people that are doing that kind of stuff. Be like, hey man or woman. I hate to
Yeah.
even just say man, like, there's a lot of girls that play too that try to do this. And then yet we try to also give you our NFL driven information, like talk about the Jamar Chase stuff, talk about the long-term Penix stuff, like really kind of touch on that as well. So if you enjoy the content, please go over, do all that. We really, really appreciate each and every one of you. I will post a Discord in the link. I'll definitely post our Twitter handles in the link, and you can ask us questions, trade questions, strategy questions. Maybe you want to just talk to me. Maybe you just want to talk to Muscles. Any of that. We'll definitely hit us up in our DMs. We'll definitely get back to you. And that's going to do it for this show, guys. So make sure you tune in next week. I think we're going to try to do a Wednesday show. And again, we want to do, if you guys enjoy DFS content, you're definitely going to want to tune in. We used to do the DFS Outlaw show. Absolutely loved it. Talked about it quite a bit. So we want to kind of get back to a little bit of our roots there and, talk some DFS and talk some player props and win some money, eat some turkey on Thanksgiving and have fun with our families. So,
Heck yeah.
make sure to tune in for that, guys, and we will see you next week on the Fantasy Football Power Hour.
See ya.
Yo, welcome to the Power Hour.